in a for-profit way, then they should certainly pay rental and pay the fees that we need to recoup. Another district in Michigan, when I asked a group of facilities directors on this topic, how are they doing in this area, and one was very successful, over $100,000 for about a 8,000 student district or 10,000 student district that they've been recovering. But the CFO there had, they discovered that there was a wrestling coach that had a program on the weekends, and it began to grow, where kids would sign up, and it was a wrestling workshop sort of thing over the weekend. Well, it was a pretty good profit center for him. It grew and grew, and they looked at that and said, hey, we need to change this fee structure, because here's an internal coach, he's kind of getting it for the non-profit type rate, yet he was making a nice profit. And they actually put in their policy that they would get a portion of the gate receipts in that kind of circumstance. So whether or not that's something that's feasible for you is something to consider. But bottom line is that you really need a fee structure in place so that people understand where they fall in that. And again, that goes with the consistency piece of your policies and your procedures. And ultimately, we want to have that presence in our buildings. As I mentioned earlier, in today's world, we just cannot allow people, I find, ironic, right, that during the day we've got all kinds of access control now that we're putting in the buildings and passing bonds to install these things, and yet we potentially would just allow anyone into our buildings after hours and not monitor that. So we need to ensure that we have a custodial presence there for a variety of reasons. One, to hold folks accountable and to be there to assist as well, but also to reduce, property and damage and things like that. And I think we can make that explanation and that case much stronger now than maybe we could have in the past, particularly from a budget perspective.